If you are between 62 and 83 years old and still masturbate, there are 6 things you need to know. Some of them may surprise you, while others could completely change the way you see your own sexuality. Time passes, the body changes, and you may have already noticed that some responses are no longer the same. What once happened effortlessly may now require more patience. Pleasure is still there, but the way to access it might have changed. This doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. Science has already proven that sexuality has no expiration date. Problem is that many people face these changes without guidance, unsure if they are on the right track or if they might be harming their own health. After years of taking care of men's intimate health at this stage of life, I can assure you, there is a smarter way to deal with it. Today, you will learn how to continue enjoying this important aspect of your life safely, without frustration or unnecessary guilt. Before continuing, check if you are already subscribed to the channel to receive more videos with tips on health and sexual education. If this content was useful, leave a like so it can reach more people. Comment 1 if you found the topic interesting or 0 if you didn't, so we can keep improving the content. Number 1. Changes in the body and sexual desire. As the years go by, the body slows down, and that includes the way it responds to pleasure. It's not like flipping a switch, but more like changing gears in a car. You can still drive, but the way you handle it needs to adjust. Testosterone, for example, gradually decreases, and with it, the intensity of sexual desire may not be the same as decades ago. This doesn't mean the desire disappears, but that the body requires a bit more patience to get in the mood. Blood circulation also changes. In youth, a simple stimulus was enough for the body to respond immediately. Now, blood flow might be slower, affecting sensitivity and the time it takes to get aroused. This applies to both men, who may notice a less firm erection, and women, who may experience changes in lubrication. Another factor is physical resistance. Before, the body tolerated any position, but over time, some joints start to complain. This doesn't mean stopping, but rather learning to respect your limits and find new ways to enjoy the moment. Pleasure remains a part of life, it just takes a different form. Understanding these changes helps prevent unnecessary frustration. To help you maintain a more fulfilling and satisfying sex life, I have made the digital book Rediscovering Intimacy, Healthy Sexuality After 60 available. Inside, you'll find practical tips on strengthening relationships, overcoming physical and emotional challenges, and reigniting connection and pleasure. Get your copy in the first pinned comment and take this opportunity to transform your love life. Number 2. The impact of general health on sexuality. The entire body influences sexual life, and certain health conditions can change how pleasure is experienced. The heart, for example, needs to pump blood efficiently for arousal to happen as before. If there are heart problems or compromised circulation, sensitivity may decrease and reaching climax might become more difficult. Additionally, during arousal, heart rate naturally increases, which can be a challenge for those dealing with hypertension or arrhythmias. Continuous use of certain medications can also interfere. Drugs for high blood pressure, depression, and even acid reflux can reduce libido or affect the body's response to stimulation. This doesn't mean the solution is to stop taking them, but rather to adjust the dosage or seek alternatives with medical guidance. Diabetes is another factor to consider. High blood sugar levels can damage nerves, making some areas less sensitive. For men, this can mean more difficulty achieving an erection. For women, it can lead to a reduced response to touch. Small adjustments in diet and regular exercise make a significant difference. Masturbation remains a healthy practice, but with aging, respecting your body's signals is essential to ensure comfort and pleasure without unnecessary strain. Number 3. Emotional and psychological benefits of masturbation. Pleasure goes far beyond the physical. The brain plays a leading role in sexuality, and when stimulated, it releases substances that directly influence mood and well-being. During masturbation, endorphins and dopamine come into play, reducing stress, easing tension, and even helping with better sleep. For many, this moment becomes a way to relax, especially in phases of life where daily routines may be lonelier or more exhausting. But enjoying this benefit is not always easy. Many men grew up hearing that masturbation was shameful or wrong, carrying unnecessary guilt into old age. These beliefs can prevent pleasure from being experienced naturally, turning what should be a healthy experience into something filled with internal conflicts. Another important point is that masturbation can be an ally in self-awareness. Knowing what brings more pleasure, how the body reacts to different stimuli, and which sensations are most enjoyable can even improve intimacy with a partner. The brain remains active and connected to the body, contributing to a more fulfilling sexual experience without age being a barrier. Number 4. Loneliness and the importance of social connections. Over time, routines change and social circles may shrink. Retirement, children moving on with their lives, friends becoming less present, all of this can create a void that is often difficult to fill. Masturbation can become a source of comfort, a safe space without judgment or external expectations. For some, it serves as a refuge from loneliness. However, when sexual activity is limited to solitary moments, it can reinforce isolation even further. Human contact remains essential for emotional and mental well-being. Active social interactions help keep the brain stimulated, reduce stress, and boost self-esteem. Whether through interest groups, outdoor activities, or casual gatherings, staying connected to the world offers benefits that go beyond physical pleasure. Another important point is that loneliness can sometimes create a cycle of frustration. A lack of meaningful interactions can affect motivation to take care of one's health and even reduce interest in sexuality. Small habit changes, such as visiting new places or revisiting old hobbies, can help rebalance this dynamic and make life richer in experiences. Number 5. Physical care to maintain a pleasurable experience. The body changes over time, and certain adaptations help maintain pleasure without discomfort. Blood circulation, for example, plays a fundamental role in arousal. Blood flow is reduced, sensitivity may decrease, and response to touch may take longer. To counteract this, regular physical activities such as walking and strength exercises help improve circulation and keep blood vessels healthy. The muscles in the pelvic region also directly influence pleasure intensity. Over the years, they lose strength, which can affect erection firmness in men and sensitivity in women. Simple exercises such as perineal contractions help strengthen these muscles and improve control over sensations. Another crucial aspect is hydration and the use of appropriate lubricants. As the skin ages, it tends to lose some elasticity and natural moisture may not be the same. Using a high-quality lubricant prevents unnecessary friction and makes the experience more comfortable. Small adjustments make a difference. More comfortable positions and a relaxing environment help the body respond better, without pain or discomfort. Pleasure remains a part of life. It's just a matter of respecting the needs of this new phase. Number 6. Adaptation and new possibilities for sexual life. Pleasure doesn't disappear with time, but it can manifest in different ways. What once happened quickly and intensely may now require more stimulation and patience. This is not a problem but an opportunity to rediscover the body and explore new forms of pleasure. Small changes in routine, such as experimenting with different rhythms and types of touch, can transform the experience. Eroticism also evolves with maturity. Arousal is not just about physical impulses but also about sensory and emotional stimuli. A pleasant song, a welcoming atmosphere, or even imagination plays an important role. The mind is a powerful ally in sexuality, and learning to use it in favor of pleasure makes all the difference. For those in a relationship, communication is essential. Talking about desires and boundaries without embarrassment strengthens intimacy and improves connection. For those without a partner, self-exploration remains a healthy way to maintain a connection with oneself. Masturbation doesn't have to be seen as a substitute for a sex life but rather as a part of it. Each stage of life brings new possibilities, and adaptation is what keeps pleasure naturally and satisfactorily present. Have you noticed how your body and mind change over time and how this affects your sexual life? Each of the 6 points we've discussed here has a direct impact on pleasure, health, and well-being. Understanding these changes and learning to handle them properly makes all the difference. Pleasure doesn't have to fade away, but acknowledging these transformations is essential to avoid frustration and maintain a healthy and satisfying sex life. If this content was helpful to you, like the video. Your like helps this channel reach more people who may be experiencing the same doubts and need this information. And if you want to keep learning how to maintain an active and pleasurable sex life at any age, watch the other videos on the channel. There's plenty of content on intimate health, well-being, and practical tips to help you enjoy this phase of life with more confidence and quality. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now so you don't miss the next videos. See you next time.